We've got breaking news out of the NBA where Luka Doncic is expected to miss Game 1 of the Mavericks' first-round series against the Utah Jazz. That is according to The Athletic. Luka strained his left calf during the Mavs season finale blowout against the Spurs this past Sunday. Dallas has struggled without Doncic this season, going just 8-9. The Mavericks open up the first round at home on Sunday against the Jazz. Tip-off is set for 1 Eastern time. As you take a look at Luka's numbers this season, his points per game, 28.4. You take that production out of the Dallas lineup, and yeah, they are going to have some struggles. 9.1 rebounds per game, plus almost 9 assists per game. And you see his shooting numbers there, third in the NBA in terms of his points per game. And for more on this, let's bring in NBA writer Bill Reiter. Bill, let's start with your reaction to this news about Luka. Obviously not good news for the Mavs.
It is absolutely disastrous for Dallas. I think with Luka Doncic playing every game, certainly a majority of games, this is a pretty even series against the Jazz team that, at least on paper, is really interesting in terms of a longish shot or an underrated shot to make a deep run in the postseason. You look at Dallas, I think a couple things, Jeremy, really jump out about Luka Doncic. One, second highest usage rate in the NBA behind Joel Embiid. So in terms of the percentage of times the ball's in his hands, it's 37%. It's almost 4 out of 10 times this guy is instrumental in what this team does on offense. And the other stat that I think jumps out is that the Mavs are 8-9 this year without Luka Doncic. But it's sort of a little misleading because 7 of those wins came against non-playoff teams like Houston twice, Oklahoma City, Portland, Sacramento twice, Charlotte. So they're not very good without this guy, which stands to reason. No Luka Doncic in Game 1 makes you worried about no Luka Doncic going forward. And if that's the case, the Utah Jazz, I think, become huge favorites.
Yeah, that was the next question. I mean, it's Game 1 for now, but it's a calf strain, so you just don't know how that's going to respond. So what does this mean for the Mavs in terms of how they would game plan without Luka against Utah?
Yeah, I mean, look, the reality is that with Luka Doncic, and they have not surrounded him with the talent that he needs to have around him, but he's so good and so overwhelmingly talented that if you have him, it's the old adage, and it's true, if you have the best player on the floor in any given game in the NBA on any given night, you can win that game, and that becomes more true over a 7-game series because individual players, the great ones, and he's been one of these in the postseason, can really impose their will. Without Luka Doncic, I mean, you're talking, I think, anybody that's holding a Utah Jazz ticket to win this series, even win this series in 4 or 5, if Doncic doesn't play, is in really, really good shape. And just talking to folks around the NBA before this news came out, there was a lot of skepticism about the idea that Doncic would be healthy, would be able, wouldn't be addled in this series because you noted this is the kind of injury, this calf strain that typically requires some time. I think that the idea of being optimistic about Dallas's chances, anyone stepping up, Luka Doncic being healthy enough going forward have really dimmed with this news.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.